Hi, everyone. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to start the intro to give people some time to get in here. I didn't tell Twitter, I didn't tell Discord that we were live. Shout out to everybody. Let me get it going. Let me get this intro, and that'll give me some time to get in here. Let me know if you can hear me. Shout out to Wim, who's been a member for freaking 11 months. Oh my God, Wim. Has it really been that long? That is crazy. Shout out to Wim. Let me do the little intro, and we will be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Look, shout out to everybody. Jamie, thank you so much for gifting one membership. Thank you for doing that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And Wim, again, thank you for being a loyal and supporter member of my channel for freaking 11 months. It feels like it's been longer though, to be quite honest. Okay, let me shout everybody out in the house. I got Ginger O Snap. Thank you for being here. Jamie, thank you for being here. Nola Lola, thank you for being here. Pika, thank you for being here and a member and a mod of my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Blonde, welcome. Leanne, TSW fan, hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome to everybody that's in this house. Thank you. Chico's in the house. Erica, thank you for being here. Who else? Lori, I see you in the chat. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for being here. Mexican beef stew on my dinner menu. I know everybody's doing like a lot of the, warmer dishes. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm just shouting all the beautiful, wonderful members in the house. Michelle B, thank you for being here. Messy, beautiful ball, thank you for being here. Who else do I have? Terry, El Iria. Let me know if I got it right this time. Let me know. I'm really trying. Terry, Fab, shout out to you. Intergalactic Defendant, Samantha. Welcome. Thank you so much. My son is, we're going to talk about my son here in a minute. We will talk about that child here in a minute. And I said that child. All right. I did say that because, listen, when you hit those teenager years, you're like, they know it all and you know nothing. That's how it is. Stacy, thank you for being here. Tinkle Tits, thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. I got to talk to you guys about some stuff. Okie Perry, welcome. MJ, thank you. Yes, everybody, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Leah, I see you in the chat. Hey, Monica, I've got words. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. We are here for it. Kay, is it Kalyani Faye? Is that how you do it? Is that how you say it? Let me know. Kalyani. Kalyani, that's a beautiful name if that's how you say it. Felony, thank you so much for being here. Crafty Kid, thank you for being here. You guys know I got to take the first 5 to 10 minutes of my stream to just shout out everybody else. El Iria, thank you again for correcting me. I think no, I didn't say El Iria. Hey, dirty bitch, how you doing, Cooch? I hope you're doing well. Hey, Kat, welcome everybody. Yeah, you ain't never lie. All right, let me tell you guys what's going on. There's a couple things I gotta update you guys on. So the oldest had surgery yesterday on his radius, one of them, whatever. And we were dealing with that. Um, he was he struggles with anxiety as it is, so they had to kind of help him, and give him some medication. And I would never be that parent that'll post embarrassing moments of my children online, even though I could and I have the power to do that just to get even, but never, I would never do that. So he was so scared. And as soon as they had to give him, like they give you that little cocktail to kind of relax the nerves. I mean, it was interesting, to kinda get him to calm down. I mean, he was so scared of these doctors, the surgeon, then, he was scared of the anesthesiologist, and as soon as they gave him that cocktail, the anesthesiologist became the bestie. Bestie, bestie. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. But shout out to everybody. I see, yeah, he has a lot of anxiety. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know, Margot. I was having fun. I'm like, yo, it's fun. Fun, fun, fun. Absolutely. Bless he's doing a little bit better. He's recuperating right now. But the biggest goal right now is just to maintain the pain and whatnot, hopefully. But yeah, SW says, I don't think SW, you're a mod, so I don't think mods can time each other out. Oh no, and if they did, maybe it was an accident. I'm not really sure. But typically, when you're a mod, you guys are all mods, you can't really time each other out. Shout out to everybody. Yes, thank you for being here. All right, so I gotta tell you guys something about my headphones. So this is the headphones that we got. Um, the guy from Best Buy was like, "Well, bone conduction." I was watching a lot of the YouTube video reviews because some of you guys had asked me like, what was I using before? And these were the ones we were using before. These are the over the ear. They were okay, but they gave out, and I didn't even have them for the full year, which makes me really sad. Very much, I like these headphones a lot. I did. Part of it was because it was a gift. But they gave out. It is what it is. So now I get to wear these really cool Britney Spears. Look, you don't even see it, but I have my headset. Y'all don't even see it because I'm hiding it with the hair, which is cool. I like that I'm able to hide that. Okay. Well, thank you. I've got words. I am trying. There. Do you have two pairs of these? Lord have mercy. How did he break the radius? On a scooter. On a scooter. Yeah, on a scooter. So I don't know what to say. I mean, listen, I've never broken. Well, no, let me take. I think I have, but I've broken something, but it not as much as that. It's giving you call center. I know. I am mad at the headphones, but shout out to everybody that supported me. These were not cheap at all, but when I was looking at like what works, um, for my situation and make sure y'all don't hear all the noise that's going on, these were the best. So we went this way. Yeah. Shout out to us. Um, Shout out to everybody. Yeah, it was painful. It was painful. He's lucky to have you. Oh, well, you tell him that because he's a pain in the ass sometimes. Hey, B Tim. Shout out to everybody. Okay. Oh, that wasn't funny. Nola says you broke your elbow. It's the Backstreet Boy Britney Spears headphones, yo. Now I gotta start singing like that. But yeah, he broke. He's doing okay. He's recuperating. So I guess we'll see. We'll go from there. All right, so I got to tell you guys something because a little birdie sent me some information and I was like, "Oh shit. This is interesting." So, did you guys know that Bam Margera tried to get a restraining order against Miss Lima? and the docu crew. Okay. And hmm. It, when you review this transcript, which we're about to do, it sounded like the court wanted to grant it in Pennsylvania, but the judge, his or her hands were tied when it came to this situation. Now, I thought that was interesting because I was Google searching let me see if I can put it up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I was trying to Google search like a photo of Lima, and they actually they meaning the paparazzi, whoever captures photos while celebrities are at court. Okay. Let me show you guys. I thought this was interesting given that, she is a public figure, in my opinion, especially when you have somebody like Getty Images capturing you. Let me show you what I'm seeing on my end. Okay. Celebrity sighting in Philadelphia, July 27th of 2023 in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Lima Jevremovic is arriving in Chester County Court Center. Now, I don't know if that's the same. I'm assuming this is the same court. Okay. Jevremovic is seen arriving in Chester County Justice Center on July 27, 2023 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Photo by Gilbert, I don't know how to say his last name, GC Images. For those that wanted to buy it, I guess it's about $500, $499, $500 to get this image. Yeah, so this would, I mean, they're calling her a celebrity. This is celebrity sighting, a celebrity sighting, right? So I thought that was interesting. Well, I don't know. Did you guys know that Bam wanted to file a restraining order on Lima? Did y'all know that? I think there was like some technicalities to that. I just want to know, did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that, and this is a surprise to me. Maybe you guys knew that. I thought this was interesting, right? So somebody coming from a quote unquote helping field, or at least, having a company that promotes itself as such. And let me just do a little survey because I'm kind of wondering, did you know that Bam wanted a restraining? I didn't know it was he wanted a restraining order on Lima and film crew. I know that. Kind of curious to know what everybody's knowledge is of the situation. Make sure you guys vote. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Ah, interesting. Interesting. I think it was a celebrity sighting because Bam was there. But they could have just said celebrity sighting for Bam. They could, I mean, there's pictures of Bam. It's a celebrity sighting, but they called Lima a celebrity. So, kind of curious. Oh, I know she tried to bring camera crews into. Interesting. It doesn't surprise you? I never knew that, but it's a surprise if Bam is the first to attempt to restrain. Lima intrusive agenda. Hey Layla, hey everybody that's coming through. Shout out to all the members that are coming through late, but shout out to you guys. You're right on time. Maybe a celebrity guardian collector, Lima. Oof, allegedly. Um, yeah, he really went forward. I mean, there was a witness. There was a witness. A little birdie told me Netflix may be making a documentary on her and Mark Ellen Ara. Girl, I wonder how much people are paying for all that. It helps when you're well connected to celebrity. I mean, us regular folks. Look, I'm a regular schmegular rabbit. I don't yeah, this, you know, no celebrity over here. I'm as regular as everybody in the chat. She definitely harming him. Oof. To be fair, Lima does look like someone that would have a restrainer order on. She has the crazy not the crazy eyes, yo. Okay, well, let's get into it. Let's start reading. Okay. And there were some fancy schmancy words here that I had to look up that I was like, I don't know how to say that, but I'm glad that I did because, hold up. I'm gonna pull them up because I forgot how to say them. just in case I need help saying them. There's just some legal words, and I'm like, never heard of that one, never heard of that one. Okay. So in the Court of Common Pleas of the County of Chester, Pennsylvania, this is Brandon Margera, which is Bam Margera, versus Lima Jevremovic, and her last name is misspelled here. I think there's a V. There's actually two V's in her name. I think I've got her last name packed as far as how you say it. Jevremovic. That's how I would say it. So this happened in September of this year on the 25th. Okay. So the Honorable Catherine Platt judge, and the appearances was Brandon Margera, pro se, the plaintiff, and Pamela Duff, the witness. Now, I was asking a couple of birdies, who is this Pamela Duff person? And it sounds like she's somebody that is, well, she's a witness to Bam. Uh, I don't know, allegedly like a landlord or something like that that's in the property and whatnot. I'm not really sure. Um, she's got 3 different spellings to her name. I just can't, like, how do you go from guardianship? I think that's how you say it in either guardianship or conservator, which is, I think it's the same thing. That there should be no difference in that. But how do you go from that to then like the person trying to file a restraining order against you? How does that work? You know? Um, there's just a lot of boundaries that are being broken in this whole situation, right? You're running the company that is supposed to allegedly help him. Um, then somehow you become the leader of the treatment. There's this red flag, boundary, ethics all over, all over, all over. But here is the transcript. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's get into it. Yeah, you had no idea? There's no difference? Yeah, I didn't think there was a difference. No difference. Depending on the state, you think? No idea? The only difference is conservators have financial powers. Interesting. Okay. She won't do it herself, so I will let, damn it, Chico's link. Thank you. All right. Sorry, Pika. I didn't really know what you were talking about. She doesn't even know how to spell her own name. No, I think the court didn't know how to spell their name. They go into the spelling of the name. So this is the court. So Mr. Margera, if you would be kind enough to raise your right hand, as he does, do you swear or affirm to the testimony that you are about to provide will be the truth and the whole truth, so help you? Brandon Margera, having been duly sworn, were examined and testified as follow. The court. State your name for the record and spell your first and last name, please. Mr. Margera responds. Brandon Margera, Brandon, Margera, Margera. The court. And you're here today seeking a protection order against whom? The witness speaks. Her name is Lima. The court responds. Lima. Mr. Margera responds. Lima. The witness spells Jevremovic, the last name. Misspelled, but they try. Jevremovic. Okay. Mr. Margera spells Jevremovic. The court responds, okay. The witness says, and she was my ex-guardian. The court responds, okay, let's spell Jevremovic. The witness, Jevremovic. The court, Jevremovic. The witness, I believe so. The court then intervenes and says, okay, so ma'am, since you've been doing some talking, it's best you identify yourself. And this is the witness. My name is Pamela Duff. The court. Duff. Duff. The witness. Duff. The court. Okay, and your connection to Mr. Margera? The witness. Mr. Margera is staying on my property. So this is the witness saying, he's staying on my property. The witness is very eager to speak here, right? Like the court's like, all right, you're answering for Bam Margera and whatnot. you know? Um, why's the witness got to spell the name if she can't do it? I know, Leanne, right? Nobody, it's like the name is, there's so many versions of the spelling of the name. It doesn't really surprise me that the court, like it's just hard to really get the court to spell the name. I wonder if court failed to issue RO because Jeromovich was misspelled. No, not because of that. We'll get into that. Um, can you be gifted a membership? I think anybody can be gifted. Um, I'm not really sure to that, but I'll definitely follow up on that. I believe everybody can be gifted. You just have to accept gifts. And oh my goodness, Wim just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Wim. If you received a membership from Wim, please drop a heart in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Chico. Thank you for clarifying that. And thank you, Wim, again. Okay. Um, it is confusing, right, Fab? It definitely is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get it together. Let's get it together. Yeah, she wasn't there. Why couldn't she spell it for the court? I don't know. But I think it's like everybody has different versions of spelling. That's why I'm not so really hung up on this because it's very easy to misspell her name. And that's just the reality of it. It really is. Okay. So the witness says Mr. Margera, who is Pam Duff, is the witness. We're going to call her the witness for, you know, because we're reading this. The witness says Mr. Margera is staying on my property. The court responds, okay, so he's a friend. The witness says, a friend, yes. The court responds, okay, now before I get into anything, Lima, is it? Mr. Margera responds, yes. The court says, I'm going to call her Lima since that seems to be easiest. Mr. Margera, yes. The court responds or asks, now your ex guardian, in other words, she was serving legally as your guardian at some point? Mr. Margera responds, yes. The court, has the guardianship been terminated? Mr. Margera says, yes. The court, okay. Other than that, does she have any relationship to you as a former girlfriend, boyfriend, or intimate partner? Mr. Margera responds, no, we never been intimate. The court, okay. No children together? Mr. Margera, no. The court, are you related by blood or marriage to her? Mr. Margera, no. The court, okay. Is she a member of your household? Mr. Margera responds, no. The court, okay. I don't think you can pursue this today because the Protection from Abuse Act, and then Mr. Margera, stops the court and says, what if it was some kind of a stalking charge or not charged, just like stalking protection? Because she's been showing up at random properties that I'm at with the camera crew and filming me and trying to get me arrested. It's happened a dozen of times, even in Los Angeles. Doesn't really matter what location I'm at, but I'm like scared to be living anywhere without a gated property. This is Bam Margera saying. And let me tell you something. I don't know Bam Margera. I've never spoken to Bam Margera. But as somebody who clearly, like when somebody's scared of somebody, and this man is, I don't know what, 180 pounds, 200 pounds, asking for help from a court, like even if she's not an intimate partner, he's asking, yo, like she's just showing up. I'm scared. Like it's weird. I have to be in a gated property. That's scary. And this was filed September of this year. That's scary. Why are you showing up in random spots where this man is at? I'm a social worker, graduated, worked in government so many years. Okay? I've worked cases where we've had custody over children. Okay? You don't show up randomly. You just, I mean, it just, every case is different, but a film crew? That is scary. It's weird. It's like, what? And this isn't on some like celebrity stuff. It's weird. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And let me look at the poll real quick. Okay, so wow, everybody 134 votes. 24% said yes, they knew that Bam wanted a restraining order on Lima and film crew, and 76% didn't know. Wow. And make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please and thank you. Look, that's some scary stuff, okay? Just saying. Let's keep reading this, okay? The court responds by saying, and let me make myself smaller. Interesting. It's an interesting comment. I don't know. So, and we're going to get there. I promise you, we're going to get there. Everybody will get there as to why they didn't grant it. A lot of it has to do with, you know, maybe there's a technicality, but it didn't sound like the judge was opposed to it. And you will hear this in this transcript. The court responds, right, I understand your concern. Let me start with the PFA requirements. In order for me to be able to utilize, hold up, let me put this in this. Give me one sec. One sec. Here we go. In order for me to be able to utilize that part of the law, it has the person against whom you're seeking the protection has to be a spouse or a person who has been spouse versus a living as a spouse, parent, children, or other person related by how do you say that shit? Consequentity. That's how you say that. Never heard of that word before. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. Consequentity. Wow. That means blood. And I had to look up the word actually. Consequentity. The marriage was annulled or on grounds of consequentity. So I guess it's just in relation to the situation that they're living. Yes, yes. Let me keep reading. Okay. That means blood. Okay, or affinity, which means marriage, certified by blood by marriage. Okay, current or former sexual or intimate partners or person who share biological parenthood. So since Lima doesn't fit into any of those categories, protection from abuse is out. This is the judge explaining why this wouldn't necessarily fall into what Mr. Margera is requesting. Mr. Margera responds by saying, yes. The court then says, now, you asked me about Mr. Margera interrupts and says, maybe like stalking or trespassing? The court says, well, they don't have protection from, well, let me see if I can find the, Mr. Margera responds, how about, the court says, hold on. Mr. Margera responds by saying, okay. The court then says, don't get ahead of me, okay? Mr. Margera says, yes. The court then says, there is a protection order from intimidation and whatever statute, but also I think it involves minors. I don't I don't want to send you away empty-handed if there is in fact. Bam says, yeah. So this right here, line 23, the court says there is a protection from intimidation in whatever statute. But I think it involves minors. I don't want to send you away empty-handed if there is in fact. So the court was like trying to be helpful, not trying to like send you away empty-handed from the situation. Like I want to make sure you're going the right direction. Yes. You wonder why Bam was pro se? I don't know. That's a good question though. And I would imagine that going to court, having court fees, I mean, he has a lot of his own personal court stuff going on, right? I would imagine that this is costly. So I would think that this would be a way in which he's thinking, okay, this is going to save me money, right? If I just do this pro se. I don't know. I'm just thinking. So then Bam responds by saying, yeah. The court then says something that pertains to the situation. The witness then speaks and says, is it possible to have her not trespass on my property anymore or something like that possible? So the witness, Miss Pamela Duff, who I guess that's her property, that's where he's staying, is like concerned and says, like, listen, I'm willing to support Bam, right? She's there to be a witness to what is going on. And she says, is it possible to have something put in place so that she's not trespassing? You would think that if she is a landlord, depending on what role she plays here, she would be like, I'm concerned, about Bam, yada, yada, yada. That's not even what she's saying here. Typically, when landlords are concerned about their tenants, they're very, very, very quick to say, like, yeah, I'm not in support of this tenant. This tenant is doing X, Y, and Z to my property. That's not what I'm hearing here. Isn't it weird to have a landlord actually support their tenant? Right, right. Bottom line, she's a freaking scammer and she preys on the minute, karma gonna get her. Oh, Lord have mercy. Chico's like, I ain't holding back. But for reals though, Margot, right? Ain't that funny? Because typically in a situation like this, you would have the landlord like on Lima's side. She's not complaining about Bam. She's not. And this is all legal, right? It says a lot. It says a lot. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. You let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm just coming I'm giving commentary to this situation. That's all I'm doing. I'm not an expert, but I find it interesting that the witness very eager. So much so that the court had to say, like, why are you like, you're speaking, what's your name? How do you know? The witness said, is it possible to have her not trespass on my property anymore? Or something like that, possibly? The court responds, I can't give you legal advice. Mr. Margera says, okay. The court says, but what I can do is I'm trying to figure out whether there is something within let me I've got the Protection of Victims of Sexual Violence or Intimidation Act. Let me just see what we excuse me. Let me just see what we got that's covered. Intimidation is between people who are not family or household members, but harassment is committed by persons 18 years of age or older against a person 18 years of age or younger. Stalking is where the conduct is committed by the person 18 years older or against the person 18 years or under. So that's not going to help you either. So I guess for something for intimidation in Pennsylvania, okay, or in this court specifically, they couldn't really assist them because of how the act is. But one thing I will say, not necessarily knowing who this judge is, the judge is trying to be helpful to not only Bam, but the witness, who is a landlord of some sorts, right? I think I would have no remedies for you in this particular court. If you have real estate that you own and you have someone excluded from it, there may be things that you can do through an attorney who may be civil in nature or may be actual criminal things in terms of trespassing. I don't know. It is beyond my particular how do you say that word? Is it bailiwick? That's how you say that. And I had to look that up. But apparently bailiwick means one sphere of operations or particular area of interest. Apparently that's a lawyery type of word. So the judge says it is beyond my particular bailiwick sphere. Okay, but I think without being smug here, Mr. Margera, you certainly known many lawyers in your adult life that you have someone you can call on to see if they can give you good, solid legal advice in this capacity. Mr. Margera responds, okay, if you're being harassed or whatever I did, read your narrative, and I can see would be concerned. And I can see would be concerned. There may be legal things available to you, just not in this particular method. Okay? The witness then responds, the only reason why the things that make me nervous is because I found out her last client, Amanda, and they said Amanda, they spelled it Raf, but I'm pretty sure they meant to say Rab, died under her care of a seizure. And I never had a seizure in my life until I met her. And I had 7 of them. So she hid the autopsy. So it really terrified me to have her in the same room as me after hearing that. The court says, right. Now, I think that there's a typo here because they're saying that the witness spoke, but I feel like this might have been Bam speaking and then the court. It's just, it's weird because it has like, what is it, Mr. Margera, and then he says, okay. And I'm pretty sure that the court might have been line 10. If you're being harassed or whatever, um, or maybe that's Mr. Margera. I don't know the way it's typed up. I can see, I can see would be concerned. There may be legal things available to you, just not in this particular method. Okay. The witness, the only reason that I don't think the witness said this, it just seems like would the witness know all these details, right? Well, here's the thing though, SW, if this is something that Bam said, or maybe the witness saw, the only reason why the thing that makes me nervous is because I found her last client, Amanda Raff. We know it's Amanda Raff. Died under her care of a seizure, and I never had a seizure in my life. Well, I would think that this isn't the witness. This would be Bam saying that I've never had a seizure in my life, right? So he never has a seizure, and then suddenly he has 7. But remember, SW, he would have been under someone's care if he was in any type of facility. He did. He ended up in a ventilator from a seizure. That is scary, right? Huh. Okay, so this allegedly happened while he was in the hospital with COVID. So she had her own doctors? But now this is on record. This is legal documents, right? So he put this out there. I didn't put this out there. He put this out there. It's all legal documents, all public record. Okay. Um, I'm just reading from public record. But he said it was just a seizure. Why do you have 7 seizures though? Like he never had a seizure. Mind you, I'm assuming that Bam is a person who has experimented with drugs, right? I don't know what kind of drugs, but or maybe there's been other substances, I'm just saying. And then he has all these seizures. And I've never had a seizure in my life until I met her. Until I met her. And I had 7 of them. So he's never had a seizure in his life until he meets Lima. That's weird. Yeah, right. So all you're using all kinds of substances, and then suddenly you've never had a seizure, and then you start having seizures after your encounter with her, after meeting her. This is his words. I'm just using his words. Okay. Interesting, infamous. Okay. I don't know. Um, so, all right, let me go back a little bit. So, the only reason why the things that make me nervous is because I found out her last client, Amanda Rab, died under her care of a seizure. And I never had a seizure in my life until I met her, and I had 7 of them. So, and she hid the autopsy. This is what he's saying. And she hid the autopsy. So it really terrified me to have her in the same room as me after hearing that. The court then responds, right, Mr. Margera. And luckily, I was in the hospital when I was having seizures and I couldn't breathe on my own. I woke up 8 days later with the tube down my throat. The court then says, so you may, in fact, have a good legal recourse available to you. It's just not through this particular avenue. And my best advice to you is to go through your Rolodex. So the court told Bam when this happened, September 23rd of 2023, go through your Rolodex. That's what the court said. I don't know too many people that have Rolodexes nowadays. That's what the court said. Go through your Rolodex. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's where my mind went. I said, who has a Rolodex nowadays? We don't have Rolodexes. Lord, Lord. That's what I thought, Cheeks, right? So he did try. He did try to, pro se, but he did try to advocate for himself. He has tried. Nobody can say that he hasn't. He has been he's been doing a lot of outcries on his social medias. At least that's what I've read as well. So Mr. Margera says, yeah, that's what he responded to the court. Yeah. And then the court says, your contacts and figure out which attorney you trust the most and make an appointment and tell them what's on your mind. Mr. Margera says, okay. The court says, if you can't help you, they'll get somebody who can figure out what you may and may not be able to do in order to get the results you're looking for. Okay. Mr. Margera says, okay. The court says, I think that's the best approach from you. Mr. Margera says, okay, thanks a lot. The court responds, I'm going to hand back your paperwork. Mr. Margera says, thanks for your time. The court says, good luck. And this is I hereby certify the proceedings, evidence, and rulings are contained fully and accurately in the notes taken by me on the trial. So the official court reporter, of course, writes that in there. And this is the transcript. Okay. So basically, I feel like the court did show a level of concern, but the court told him, go pay an attorney. Because, I mean, an attorney's not going to do this shit for free, right? Go pay an attorney to let them know what your concerns are, right? Pretty much. One sec, guys. Pretty much I guess that's what we have so far, right? Tell the attorney, yeah, I can't help you here, but let your attorney know what's going on. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. You would like to know how many people had seizures? I mean, they're not reporting. Pseudo seizures are like epileptic seizures. Simply probably just doesn't trust anybody because of the betrayal and the defeats of Lima. And that's why maybe went pro se. Maybe, but it could be a money situation. You're thinking you can just get a restraining order. Why is it so like, I don't know. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to, you know, it's kind of sad. Because I feel like, I don't know if it's, part of me feels like, well, maybe they see this man who is, you know, why would a man need a restraining order type of deal? I kind of wonder if that's the case, but I also feel like, well, maybe it's just, the judge was trying to be helpful and based on maybe laws and procedures, this wasn't anything that they could really help with. You think he should file in Cali? I don't know. Well, that's a good question. Maybe he can call police and have her file and like any trespassing reports, you know? It's scary. It's scary. It's going to be the Theranos girl. That's what I was thinking. All right, the last document I want to show you guys is this one right here. So we did talk about, I didn't put Brian Kachar. I didn't want to make this guy even more, give him any clout or anything like that. But Brian Kachar, this is the official dismissal petition for a 12-month temporary protection order. And this was signed by the judge, and it was for lack of jurisdiction. There you go. All dismissed on BJ's side. Wanted to show you all that. Yeah, women can be as dangerous as men. Absolutely. Men are having more issues with assaults and such than ever before. So the judge said, yeah, it's signed, lack of jurisdiction. That's where we're at. So I wanted to read that to you guys, the transcripts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this whole situation. I mean, y'all feel like, okay, Lima doing the most at this point? I didn't know that there had been a filing. I had no idea that Bam had went to that level of advocacy for himself. I mean, I'm glad that he did. I guess we'll find out what happens next, but let me know your thoughts. Thank God for BJ and her follower through with her attention to particulars and specifics. I think these are the kinds of things that BJ is being silenced for. Like, they don't want BJ talking about this stuff. But it's getting pretty scary. Like, all of this is very scary, in my opinion. Yeah, simply Monica, right. And Brian Kachar didn't even have the evidence for a temporary protection order. That was all dismissed. It was dismissed, and in my opinion, it was laughable. Laughable. Like I'm laughing inside. It was laughable. Lord have mercy. Not it is scary. All right, guys, I will let you guys go because I have to go do another live later on tonight. And I guess we'll go from there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.